In this video, puppeteer Mike Quinn answers some subscriber questions recorded backstage at the Star Wars Fan Fun Day in Burnley last year before The Rise of Skywalker, BTROS. It's another forgotten subscriber Q&A from my recent hard drive clear out as this channel prepares for change. More on that another time. Mike Quinn, I have some subscriber questions.
Subscribers?
For you, okay?
Okay.
Real people.
So they're like scribes,
the
but they're subscribes.
Something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, they exist. And one of them's called Raphael Brunn.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he has asked, how has being part of Star Wars changed your life?
Oh, in every way. Yeah, in every way. The stuff I've done on Star Wars itself is probably going to be the one thing that's going to be seen like hundreds of years after I'm gone. So to me, it's leaving something behind. But it's also, to me, it's been like a genie that keeps on giving. I've worked on so many different things, but Star Wars is so huge, and here I am, 37 years on, still doing the same character, and so it's got me to travel, to meet friends old and new again, and it's just amazing in every way. I mean, it has changed my life. Also as a fan, I mean, I'm a big fan, so I really enjoyed the movies too. But it's put me in places that otherwise I would never have been able to get to, and it helps me with other projects too that I want to do.
This is from the only available ID. I didn't know this, and I haven't therefore verified it. But did you know that the Falcon initially was planned to blow up, killing Lando and you, mate? Nien Nunb?
Yeah.
Was there anything that you shot therefore that didn't make the cut? Did you film a death scene?
No, we didn't. I do remember blocking through, because I actually wore Nien Nunb, the suit version and the mask version that didn't have any movement on it, walking in and sitting down into the cockpit. Right. Which, was never seen or used or anything. I don't even know if we ever filmed it, but I put the suit on. I remember going through that at one point.
So you never died?
I never died. Only when I got really tired and had to bring the puppet down.
Stay strong.
So yeah, because he was a heavy little guy. So no, we didn't film anything like that. That was never done. Yeah, interesting though. I think that was all cut before. Well, they have to be very efficient when they're on set. They kind of have to pretty well know what the film is. Back in those days, back then we had 200 or 300 people working on the film. Now we have 2,000 or 3,000 people.
This is from Rhodes_Steve P. Question for Mike Quinn.
I
imagine
underscores.
Chewie, yeah, and he's got it. Rhodes.
John Williams does a good one.
Steve to the P. No, you might be right. I imagine Chewie's legs were a little longer than yours. Did you need a booster seat to co-pilot the Falcon? Now, we did cover this in the main interview.
Right.
Actually,
Yeah. Yeah. So yes, it's interesting because I think Nien Nunb's head ends up with him on the end of my arm. It ends up being about the same height as Lando's head, right? Nien Nunb and Lando are kind of the same height, right? But when people come to my table and they talk about Nien Nunb, they imagine he's going to be this little guy. I don't know why that is. Like he's some little short. Well, I guess I am a bit short. I'm like 5'6", so but shorter than me even. But no, I don't know how Peter, where he put his feet and legs. Didn't they have to cut a bit out of the front for him to stick his legs through or something?
All of it?
I think so.
Yeah.
So yeah, they had to modify it for him, not for me, other than just cutting the seat out and keeping myself out of frame.
This is from Malcolm Montiero. Return of the Jedi came out close to 40 years ago.
Yeah,
that wasn't the question.
Well,
that wasn't the question.
What is it, 30?
Something. It's under 40, isn't it? Because New Hope only turned 40 last year, I believe, or the year before.
Yeah,
maybe?
so Jedi, yeah. But we filmed Jedi. Jedi was released in 83, so...
His actual question is, how has the fan interaction evolved in that time span? This is quite an interesting question.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, we were kind of working in a black hole, some little space theme for you there. I mean, we didn't get any feedback, other than reading, reviews and magazine articles and stuff like that. And then you move on to the next thing. But because of the way social media has evolved and how it's, that the conventions opened up and everything has totally changed. So now, what's really great about that, and that's why this question is good, is because now I can hear what people say, what fans say. I can read it, on social media. They can tell me personally. They can message me, and when I do Q&As, I notice certain themes keep coming up. So then, I find out, his laugh was a thing. I didn't know it was a thing. I spoke to Nick Frost 2 days ago. Yesterday, and him and Simon Pegg are, of course, big Star Wars fans and stuff, and so we were discussing that, and it turns out he said he always tries to get Nien Nunb's laugh in everything he does. I didn't know that, so now I'm going to go back and have a look. He did the laugh and everything. He's like, so that was really interesting. But what I'm saying is, what people tell me then, and what people tell Lucasfilm for that matter, actually can now feed back into what we do, so now that it kind of, there's a loop going on, there's a dialogue going on, it's not just us doing something and hoping people like it, but it's actually, we're trying to listen to what people like and want and trying to include that without pandering, obviously, or, you don't want to cater to like a common denominator, but you do want to hear what people like, and which sometimes is surprising, and get that feedback, positive and negative, and put it, let that play into what you do and into your work. So it's changed massively. People are creating shows now based on what people actually do want rather than what they think they want. Like when I talked about the poll for my book, do you want this or this? I would have just guessed, and now I know. So yeah, it's huge. It's fantastic, actually. It's really fun.
Yeah, but then again, I suppose there's the negative side of it as well, especially online, which you yourself probably haven't experienced so much, but then there has been Ahmed Best, for example, who got it a fair bit with Jar Jar, and also Kelly Marie Tran as well with Rose
Kelly,
in The Last Jedi
such a sweetheart,
as well. So there is a negative side to it, of course, as well, which she didn't have back in the 80s.
No, I had none of that. Yeah, no, So, but we can all be bigger than that, and I think there's an evolution that needs to happen to where we get past that, and because it's still a relatively new thing, there'll be less tolerance of that, I think, soon, and more accountability. Bullying is not acceptable, in any form, invisible or otherwise.
Thank you for your questions from Mike. I couldn't get through them all, mostly because he's stingy with his time, but maybe we can do this again.
Well, that's true. We could do a part 2, couldn't we?
We could do a part 2.
Yeah, could do a part 2 or a 1.5. How about that?
We could even do it on like FaceTime or Skype, and then we don't have to be in the same room as each other, which might be.
That sounds really good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. Excellent. Brilliant. Well, thank
Quinn,
you so much.
Thank you very much.
That's been awesome.
For talking to me.
Yeah, I'm sorry we didn't have any longer. That's terrible. He's kicking me out.
There'll be another time. If you can leave, please. I've got Tim Rose waiting to come in.
Bye.
Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Jamie Stangram told me to do this because he's a ridiculous human being, which I've discovered in a matter of a few minutes.